G'day guys, my name's Lindemann and this is a first look at the ARMA 3 beta. This is a little bit of a showcase here. It's a challenge mode and it is a tactical target shooting course. So you get to go through and shoot some targets with various weapons, pop-ups and moving targets, etc. There's a few bugs, particularly I can't hear that guy very well as he's walking away. And also if you restart the course to give it another go, your ammo doesn't reset, so eventually you'll have a bunch of clips that only have 2 or 3 bullets in them, which is a little bit annoying, so you need to resupply your ammo even if you restart the challenge.
Bring up and make sure to observe strict weapon discipline and get to the start of the course.
Alright, so have a look at my first run through of the challenge mode.
Most courses are composed of checkpoints that you'll follow. Others allow more freestyle navigation. Next. Depending on the rules, you'll need to engage all targets before moving on, or you can skip targets and accept a penalty. Okay, time for some targets. Let's start with just one for now. This target appears later and does not stay up. Missing results in penalty time. Next checkpoint. Targets appearing at different times. Move on. And multiple targets at once here. Good one. Checkpoint clear. Move on. Watch out for the no-shoot targets. Move on. Targets can move too. Move on. Checkpoint clear. Move on. Next. Next checkpoint. Move on. Next. Point clear. Move on. Clear. Check stance. Next checkpoint. He got you. Next checkpoint. Move on. He got you. Clear. You're finished.
Alright, so let's have a look at some of the new armoured vehicles. This is the Marshal, a light armoured vehicle. It's amphibious, 8 wheels. It seems to have 2 positions you can turn out as the driver. Otherwise you're stuck with a 2D view. The other position's the gunner, and I don't think there is a vehicle commander position, which is a bit strange. Must be a futuristic thing. It's got a high explosive main autocannon, seams, and a 6.5mm coax, I believe, as well. So a bit of fun to be had there. The 2D view is for armoured vehicle crewmen only. There's a bit of coax. Some edges are certainly got a bit of kick. Have a look inside. It's got a very nice passenger interior to look around in. Particularly if you don't have third person enabled, then it's quite nice to have a good interior. It's testing out the amphibious side of things. The physics is a lot better than ARMA 2 in terms of handling in the water. It really feels like you're floating or you're almost a boat. You can see, for example, here as we roll with a turn. Might not be 100% realistic, but it just gives you a much better feeling as if you are on the water. So here I'm in the driver position, turned out. It's quite a nice little vehicle. Kind of seems a bit like a futuristic LAV. And here is the Op4 equivalent, the Marid, and it is very similar, a little bit different, down to 6 wheels. Once again, very nice interior for the passenger compartment. And I think this is a remote crew served weapon. It's got a grenade machine gun, it seems. And that seems like maybe a very high rate of fire 50 cal to a 12mm machine gun going along with it as well. So that's quite good. And once again, doesn't seem to have a vehicle commander position, so 2 crewmen vehicle. Alright, so I'll just take this thing into the water very quickly. Here's the 2D view for the driver. Could get a little bit old. This one's a bit different, and I'm not sure why you can't turn out as the driver, which I found a bit strange. You can just test the physics here. You can see the physics look quite nice with the suspension on the vehicle. Get this thing's feet wet. I tend to do about 10k an hour. You can see the propellers are turning there. So not a bad pace, not like the AAV in ARMA 2, which was terribly slow. This is more like the LAV kind of speed. Once again, quite a nice roll with the water physics. And it is a beta, so there are bugs. And here's one example where just coming out of the water, I got stuck. So not sure the reason why, but with the help of a bit of accelerated time and working back and forward, I managed to get out of whatever is sticking me, kind of in between the water and the land. Seemed like nothing was really helping me out. Alright, so I haven't flown much in ARMA 3, so I thought I would give a go to the Car 60, I think it is, or it's based on that. An Op4 utility helicopter. Very nice interior, pretty good exterior, and much like take on helicopters, the control panels, the glass cockpit's all very usable, so you don't need to have a whole lot of artificial dials up on the screen. And there's a helmet mounted display unit, which is also really cool, particularly for a utility helicopter, so you can see your altitude and speed and heading and everything no matter where you look, which is pretty cool. Flying in ARMA 3 is really simple. I never really do it because I fly a bit of DCS and I find it really hard to kind of get used to different systems, but yeah, it's very easy and pretty nice flying these helicopters, particularly the manoeuvrable ones. You can't really go wrong usually. There we go, so very nice interior cockpit shadows. And something else I found really interesting was this new option in the co-pilot seat, which is take control. So I've jumped into the co-pilot seat. In the scroll menu there is a take control option, and I'm hoping that this means that in multiplayer you can actually have pilot and co-pilot share the responsibility of flying the aircraft. Maybe one person works the radio when ACRA comes out, and one person flies the helicopter, and then they take turns. So that'd be awesome if that's been put into ARMA 3. Here we are in the CH-49 Mohawk, which seems to be based on the Merlin, I think. Looks pretty similar. It's a very large transport helicopter, I guess. So we'll give that a go. Once again, very nice glass cockpit displays, so don't need much in the way of artificial cockpit dials, as long as you've got ability to actually read them, which is where track IR is quite helpful, I guess. this is a very stable and maneuverable aircraft, so it takes a bit to get going. It's probably quite easy to fly though, it seems. It's just you're not going to make rapid maneuvers, I guess. And check out these cockpit reflections, the canopy reflections. Very nice, really sort of makes you feel like you're actually in a cockpit with a layer of glass between you and the outside world. So a wee bit better than number 2, that's for sure. Yep, really easy to fly, and a nice view over Stratus. Alright, so next helicopter. Lastly, we're just going to look at the Ghosthawk, which seems to be inspired by the stealth helicopter in Zero Dark 30, the experimental stealth version of the Black Hawk. This is the UH-80, and it seems like by that display there that it's got some sort of frontal cone radar, but I don't know exactly what that's going to do, whether it's got an air-to-air radar in it for some reason, or a longbow style like fire control system. Don't really know why it would have that, because it doesn't seem to have any offensive capability apart from the miniguns. I think I'm completely missing that, and it's got fold-out missiles or something. Flying at night is fantastic, so have a look at that. I've pressed L to turn on the lights inside the cockpit, and the new lighting effects really come to life when you're flying after dark. Alright, so there's a quick look at the ARMA 3 development build beta, about to be released towards the end of June.